Hey everyone, and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. I hope you're all having a great day. In this video, we are going to cover, in my opinion, the best map for looting in Tarkov. So in Tuesday's video, we covered, in my opinion, the best map to learn as a beginner, which was customs, just because there's so many quests you have to do there. There is decent loot and there's decent PvP. It's not the best. Those two aren't really the best subjects for custom, but you are going to be doing a lot of questing there. So if you're a new player, and you're kind of going towards the quests and going for Kappa, then that is definitely the video for you to watch, because customs is the main map for a lot of the beginning quests in the game. Now in today's video, we are going to cover Interchange. In my opinion, this is the best map for looting, whether that's scav runs or PMC loot runs. It really doesn't matter. Interchange is one of those maps where you can run through the back of the map where there's not a lot of player activity and just get a bunch of really valuable items that you can throw up on the flea and just make a bunch of, like, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of rubles, depending on how lucky you are, really. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of this video. I'm going to pull up a map now, kind of like I did in the last video for customs, but I'll pull up an Interchange map on the Tarkov wiki, and I can kind of run you through some of the important things to look out for. All right, guys, so this is a map. These are the maps that the Tarkov wiki has to offer for Interchange. Now there isn't as many good maps as like the customs one had, but this is the main map that I would use if I was starting out. The other ones here are, this is the hidden stashes, the locations of the hidden stashes. So if you're doing those type of runs, then this is a good map to have open. And then this is like the basic, I'm pretty sure this is like the in-game map. So if you were to buy the Interchange map from Therapist, this is what you're looking at, which in my opinion, not that good. So yeah, this is definitely the map that I would recommend using. Now how this is laid out is, this is the main area. So this is kind of like the main floor. This is the garage area. This is the, like, inside the mall first floor, and then this is the inside of the mall second floor. So that's kind of how this works. This map is laid out, and then it has another legend, kind of like it was laid out for in the other video on the other customs map. It shows you kind of like where to look out for. So in my opinion, the best way to loot, if you're going just for loot runs, as this is kind of the topic of this video, is loot runs and making money, is wherever you spawn, right? Whether that's a lot of times if you're scav running, you're going to spawn inside the mall, or you're going to spawn up here on this road. Where if I were you, the first thing I would do is figure out where you're at, which I'll go over that, kind of like what we did in the customs video. I'll kind of do like 2 offline raids where I spawn in, and then show you guys on the map what I would do from there. But your main things here, guys, are Ollie, Goshen, Idea. Inside of the mall, don't even worry about it. Loot up Ollie, loot up Goshen, loot up Idea, get the hell out. The nice part about scav runs is you can extract at either railway or Emercom, meaning if you spawned in Ollie and you found like really good stuff in Ollie, maybe it's a quest item, or maybe it's just something that's going for a lot on the flea, you could just get the hell out at Aircom. You don't have to run all the way over to railway. Same thing with Idea, right? You were to spawn in there, maybe you go to the office and you find a graphics card, boom, get out, you know, kind of things like that. But my favorite looting path, guys, it's actually really simple. So if I spawn outside, I'm running into the front of Ollie. From the front of Ollie, as you can tell, I'm using this one now, is I'm gonna stick around the back of Ollie. I'm gonna loot these rooms because they have PCs in them. I'm gonna loot this front area because it has 2 PCs over there. I'm gonna loot this area because it has a PC room and a duffel bag room, and then I'm sticking along all the back right here. Boom, looting all this stuff up back here, running into this area. This is the outside area. So I'm gonna run in. There's also like a PC. I think these are the PC rooms. Let me zoom in here. I haven't really looked at this map in a long time. These might be the PC rooms, I can't tell, but there are PC rooms in the back of Ollie that you can loot, and then yeah, I think they are. So basically I would loot up here, and then I'd go into here, and in this little section here, it's actually like different than the actual mall. There's like a separate little area. There's a toolkit in here, and then I would go in here, I would loot this PC room, that PC room, this PC room. Boom. I think 3 times means there's 3 PCs. I'd loot these. I'd come out here. I'd go out. This is like the I'm pretty sure this is like the outside of the map. And then I would go in here. I would loot up all the back of Goshen, picking up everything I can. And then I'd go out here into back of Idea, loot the back of Idea, go in here, hit this PC room, the office area, hit the 3 PCs, boom, go out, go down the stairs, which leads me here. And then from there, I am just going to, let me, boom, go over there. From here, I'm just going to go to railway. And this loop path works the same for if you spawn on idea side. So if you were to spawn on idea side, I would do the same exact thing. I'd run in, boom, run up the stairs, PC room, it'd just be in reverse. PC room, back warehouse, loot up that, go in here, back warehouse to Goshen, loot up that, boom, back into here, go into here, loot the PCs, go into Ollie, loot that up, and then leave, boom. And I would leave out the back here, go down here, extract. Those are like, that's the loop path I take every time I scav on Interchange, as it's just you pick up the most random stuff that people don't think are valuable. You get out of the raid, you check them on the flea. If they're worth it, you list them. If not, you sell them to therapists, and you end up making 300 to 400K a run. And if you're a person that's struggling with money, scavving on Interchange is probably the most valuable thing you can do for money, in my opinion, on Tarkov. So yeah, that, guys, that's kind of the like gist of that's kind of the gist of how Interchange works as far as loot runs. You can hit the middle of the mall here. The only reason why I don't like hitting this as a scav, this is as a scav. The only reason I don't like hitting this is because there's either PvP or some sort of PvP going on, and it's just all looted. Because so many players have quests in this area, a lot of the time they get looted. First and second floor middle area this happens with. So I like just sticking to the back, right? When you're a scav, right, if you run into a player, there's a very low possibility you're going to survive depending on what gear that player has. So what I like to do is just stick to the back, keep quiet, loot up as I go, and get out. But yeah, that's kind of how I would do it. Now, if you're loot running as a PMC, you have two options. If you spawn out here by the railway extract, you can either run over here and loot and kind of do this loot path that I do, boom, and then get out. Or what you can do is you can hit these stashes, boom, 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 boom. I mean, right there already, you're probably full depending on what size backpack you have. If not, you just keep going, boom, 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 and it leads you all the way to the extract. Now, if you spawn Emercom, it's a little bit harder. I mean, you can kind of run this in reverse as far as stash runs go, and that works well too. But if not, then you just go, you know, it's kind of the same thing. You run up here, loot the back of Ollie, loot the back of Goshen, loot idea, and get out. That's my loot. That's my loot run. And in my opinion, Interchange is probably the best map for loot. Reserve is really good for loot as well. The issue if you're trying to scav run is the timer to get into a scav run and reserve is like ridiculously high. Interchange is just normal, so that's what I like to do. But yeah, I'm gonna hop into the game, do an offline, 2 offline raids in Interchange, and kind of figure out where I'm at in the map, where I spawn, and then show you guys what I would do from there for a loot run. All right, guys, we just spawned into Interchange. We spawned in the like kind of at this tanker. This is kind of like directly behind the mall. So we spawned here, boom, right there. I'll zoom in just a little bit for you. We spawned in right here. So let me point this out really quick. So there is this extract right here, and this is the no backpack extract for Interchange. I was running the wrong way. Right next to this tanker, this is a good reference point for spawning in. But this extract right here is a no backpack extract. So what you can do if you're PMC, if you want to do like PMC loot runs, is you can just grab a big rig, run in, grab everything you can, and then boom, you can extract right here as long as you don't have a backpack on. So that's just a good thing to point out. This tanker's a good reference point for it. As well as this kind of like trailer. But yeah, so I spawned in the back. I spawned behind the mall. So just to show you guys what I would do in this situation is you have 2 options. You can either go this direction and loot power. Now, if you're PMC loot running, you're going to have players here. So watch out for that. If you want to avoid PvP. If you want PvP while you're loot running, then you can hit that all you want, really. The power area here has good loot, but if people spawn there, then it usually gets yoinked right away. So it kind of is your call on what you want to do there. What I would do is if I spawned here, I would run out here and I would hit this ramp right here and then go up and do my normal loot path, Ollie, Goshen, idea, And then my extract is railway. So that works out perfect. So I would, like I said, I'd go up this ramp, I'd loot Ollie, I'd loot Goshen, I'd loot Idea, and then I'd head out. So yeah, that's, I mean, it's just a quick little rundown, right? Just to show you guys what this ramp looks like, I'll run down here. This right down here is that down that direction is the Emercom extract. Up here is this building right here is Goshen. So just that way you guys know. And then this is the ramp I was referencing. So if this was an actual online raid and I was loot running, I would run up here. And this back area can have scavs at it, so you know, just make sure you're being you're listening out well, you know, you're making sure that you don't get domed by a scav. So yeah, you can either run up this way. The reason I don't like this ramp as much is because you're exposed back here and there are player spawns back here. You can tell you have this spawn, and then there's another spawn right next to the actual extract. So just to keep an eye out, you know, if you run up, oh sorry, I was pointing at railway. There's this extract, or sorry, this spawn in, there's a spawn in back here, and then there's a spawn in up here, which I think is the southeast spawn. I have no clue what this means when it's outside of the map. Oh, the southeast is this whole thing. Okay, gotcha. It says there's only one, there's a bunch of spawns in this area. So heading up this ramp exposes you to this whole area, and it's just sketchy. I like running up this ramp. It's a little bit safer. So yeah, so I'll run up here for now. I wouldn't if I was actually in an online raid. I would cut in there, I'd cut in here, and then go up that ramp. From here, you have two options. You can either skip Ollie and go straight into Goshen. Goshen's right there. I'll show you here. So you can either jump up like into the back of the warehouse of Ollie right here, or you can run over here. And that is the entrance to the back of Goshen. This is the entrance that you would take to get to those PC rooms I was referencing in Ollie. So you'd run back here through this back door. And loot can spawn on this table, as well as there's a duffel bag right over there. And then you would run in here. You can go down this way, hang a left, and there's a PC room. There's this PC room, that PC room. I'm out of stamina, so I can't run. And then there's the other PC room, which is, let me find it, this one. Boom. So we just ran past these two, and there's one on the other side. So you'd go boom, 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 hit that. There's doors that lead out to the front of Ollie. Can be PvP heavy. So I like to just run back around here and then loot the back of Ollie and then kind of go from there. So yeah, that's that spawn. Nothing too crazy. As you can tell, I'm just covering the loot path, the path of that I would take for looting. I'm not going to actually go through and actually do a loot run because I think the video would be a little too long for that. So yeah, I'm going to back out of this offline raid, load into another one, and show you guys that spawn in and what I would do with my path from there. Spawned at power. I know right away just because I know that this is the building for power. We didn't really spawn too far away from our last spawn. So our last spawn was here, and we just spawned here. So it's kind of the same loot path as the last one. So we can switch it up. Let's switch it up for this one, for this spawn. So in this spawn, right, I ran down here and went up this and then did my normal loot path. With this spawn, what I would do is, since I'm the first person at power, I would take the advantage to loot this whole building up. There is also, if I run over here, yeah, here real quick. Also a stash right here you can loot. And then, so if I spawn there, I would loot that stash. I'd get in here, loot up. I would, it's up to you if you want to turn power on or not. Turning power on can let players know you're at power, but it can also avoid players coming to you that want to turn on power. So that's just a little tip depending on what you want to do here. So you have PC there, jacket, PC. You have this shelf that has stuff on it, this that has stuff on it, filing cabinets, PC, and then you have toolkit, these two toolkits, that one, two jackets, two more jackets. So power is a great looting area. Like I said, if you spawn here, if this is your spawn, loot it. Take the advantage to loot it all up. Right down there is where we actually spawned, is right down here, right down that road. So from after I looted that, I would run over here, and I would loot in here. So you have a toolkit, a weapon crate, and another toolkit. So you have those three there that you could loot. And then if you run out of this area, you can also loot this stash that's right here. Boom. So you can hit those, and then from there I would do my normal loot path, but I would go idea side from here. So what I would do is I would actually go and run up that ramp and go into the, this is idea. I'd run up and run into the back of idea. So let's pull up the map here. So I would loot this area, I'd run up this ramp, get into idea, and then I would run in here, loot the warehouse. Let me move it to this one here. I'd loot the warehouse area, I'd go in, I'd loot the PC room, I'd go back into the warehouse area, come out, go in, loot the back of Goshen, go out, go in, loot the back of Ollie, loot the PC rooms, loot this area, come back out, and then from there run out this let me scroll up, run out down this ramp, down, I'd hit this stash probably if I had room, and then extract. That's my loot path. So depending on the map, the side of the map you spawn will determine what loot path you like to take. Like I said, when I'm scavving in, I take this path every time. If I'm PMCing and I want to loot run, then I will take this path. Like I said, you can also hit these stashes along the way, just so that way, you know, you can do it that way, is where you can completely avoid them all and still make a lot of money. But yeah, that's kind of the loot path that I would take. Now if I were to spawn out here, it's the same, except I'm coming from the front of the mall. So it's the same concept. If I were to spawn at Railway or on the road, or Railway mainly, if I spawned at either one of these three spawns, I would run it through the front of idea, loot the PC room. Let me kind of turn this here. Loot the PC room, boom, loot back here, go in, and then do the same path, boom. If I spawned on the road, I would run to the front of Ollie and do the same path, right? In front of Ollie, I would run in the front stairs. I would run in here, loot this area, go into the office, loot that area, come in here, loot the PC room, go out, loot the duffel bag, come out the back, loot that up, go in here, boom, PC rooms, out into Goshen, loot the back of Goshen, boom, loot that. And then I'm pretty sure if you spawn on the road, your extract is Emercom. So in that situation, when you get to the done with Goshen, it's your call if you want to run here and loot idea and then have to retrace your steps, or if you just want to call it quits there and leave. Now, one extract I didn't cover is the power plant. It says 3000. It's the South V. Oh, sorry, not South, but it's the vehicle extract at Power. So if you're in idea, you find yourself in idea, it's your last looting area, and your extract is actually clear down here at Emercom. If you have 3000 rubles with you, you can run over here to Power, see if the vehicle's there. If it is there, cool, you can extract. If not, then you're just gonna have to run along the road and get to Emercom. But yeah, that's literally my loot path, guys. If I spawn, like I said, I showed you my Power loot run, I showed you this loot run. If I were to spawn down here, it's the same as this loot run. If I were to spawn down here, I'd run up the ramp, do all the things in Ollie, all the things in Goshen, all the things in idea, take Railway. If I were to spawn in this area, I'm gonna run into the front of Ollie, loot that. My extract's gonna be Emercom. I think if you spawn anywhere in the front is Emercom, and anywhere in the back it's Power, or it's Railway. But I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'd go boom, 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 and then extract, whether that's Power, Railway, or Emercom, depending on your spawn. But that's kind of it's a very simple path for looting, but it's very beneficial as far as making money and you know, being safe at the same time and not having to run into PMCs. But yeah, guys, that's kind of this loot path. Nothing too crazy, but definitely can make a lot of money and avoid PvP if that's what you're trying to do. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it there. Let's head out to the full cam to wrap it up. All right, guys, I am gonna wrap it up there. Thank you all for watching the video. I appreciate it. Hope you all learned something, enjoyed, whatever it may be. I hope it was beneficial for you in some way. This video is more like kind of geared to the newer players. I was getting comments on making some more content directed towards them. So if you are a new player and this helped, let me know down in the comments below. Also give me some more ideas. I'm more than happy to make beginner focused videos for Tarkov, because it's a very hard game to learn, but once you learn it, it's very fun. That's at least how I look at it. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks for giving me your time, whatever day you're watching this. I stream live on Twitch every day of the week. So if you guys want to come over there and say hi, I'd greatly appreciate it. The link for that will be down in the description. I also post all my TikTok highlights, or sorry, post all my stream highlights on TikTok. So if you guys want to head over there and check out the content, give me a follow. I'd greatly appreciate that as well. Link for that will be in the description too. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, as I would greatly appreciate it, and it helps the channel grow. Yeah, I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I will see you next time.